Care with Daryl. In this video, we're going to be getting ready and applying the pre-emergents. A couple of things about pre-emergents is when to apply them. You want to apply them when temperatures are approaching 55 degrees ground temperature. And I have here this basic kitchen thermometer. Works just fine for sticking and probing the ground. You don't need to spend a whole lot of money on a thermometer. This one works just fine. Wipe it off using it again in the kitchen. There are some tools out there on the websites that kind of give you an idea when that would be approaching. Another thing is people like to look for the forsythia bushes. They turn yellow and they bloom. That's about the same time. That's a rough estimate. Temperature is the better way to go. So now you know when. Let's talk about what. Well, the what is the Prodiamine WDG. 65 is what we'll be applying today on my lawn. We're doing the more advanced approaches, so we'll be doing the liquid spray. You don't use a whole lot of this. Read the label. It will explain how much to put down depending on your grass types and how long you want it to coverage last. We will be doing what's called a split app, doing 2 applications, one now, one in about 45 days. Gives you longer coverage through the summer, and just tends to work better through all the studies. They suggest the split apps. That's how. Now we'll be doing it with my backpack sprayer. I have a pump sprayer. My yard, as I've mentioned before, 2,500 square feet. Much bigger than that, you might want to invest in a battery backpack sprayer because it does get a little tiring to keep pumping the pump. As you'll see in the video, you just keep pumping and pumping and keep the pressure up so you get a nice consistent spray. That's the key, so that you get the same disbursement and your walking speed and everything else plays into how much you use. Now, the amount of water you use is not as important really as the amount of chemical that you're going to put down. The amount of water you use will be the amount of water needed for you to cover your square footage. Walking speed, sprayer, those sort of things play in. So there are some videos out there to explain to you how you can calibrate your sprayer, determining how much water you're going to use. I've done that on mine. Sometimes you have to adjust if you tend to walk a little slower this year than last year, kind of thing, but try to be consistent. And the more times you use your sprayer, the more consistent you will become and the better you will be at using a sprayer. So let's get started. Let's get it mixed up and get out in the yard. So we're going to be applying the Prodiamine 65 WDG today. I'm going to be putting down 17 grams. It's measured in ounces, but I convert to grams because my scale works better. If you read be sure to read your instructions and everything thoroughly and how much to put down for your grass type. So I need 17 grams for the amount I'm doing. I'll tear this out and see what how we do here. About 16 and a half is my goal, and we're getting close. Remember, I'm doing 2,500 square feet. So where we are, 17 grams, and that's what I needed. So we'll go ahead and spray that in the backpack sprayer today. So I have a separate hand can that I use for when I do the weed killer. This I only use for the Prodiamine, and I also have used it for the quinclorac. Both of them are to use to get rid of the crabgrass. The quinclorac is the post-emergent. So we're going to get ourselves mixed up with the Prodiamine here in the backpack sprayer. We're going to use the cordless drill and a mixer, and we'll be using a turf marker as well today. We're going to mix a little bit in a little water. We'll also notice that I'm wearing my PPE, which is very important. I got my galoshes on because this stuff will get on you. You want to keep it off. I've got my gloves, and I'll have a face mask I'll be wearing when I'm actually spraying it. It's very important to be safe. Always be safe. You see I have my hand over the hole there while I'm mixing it, just so it won't splash out and splash back on me, especially as you start to get full and you've added more water. So we've topped it up to the max limit that I need for the amount I'm going to spray and the mix I needed to do. And I'm going to add a little bit of the turf mark, one last mix, and we'll seal her up. Be sure to put the basket in. So we sealed it up, put the lid on, attach the wand, and load her up on the back. We can get our straps all done. And we're going to be ready to start spraying. Well, there you are. It's fairly straightforward. Get it covered. Now, we'll need to water that in. I'll be turning the sprinklers on. We're not expecting any rain. If you can do it near where it's going to rain that afternoon or the next day or so, then utilize Mother Nature and the water that you might get from there. I'll be running my sprinklers. We're not expecting rain. You need to water in about a ½ inch. We haven't talked about how to measure the amount of water you're putting down or doing things like that. We'll be talking about that in future videos when we talk about watering. So just go out there, run your sprinklers for a while, half an hour, 45 minutes, depending, or rely on the rain. You'll notice that in the video I did have, at the end, I did have a little bit of the liquid left in the sprayer, and that indicated I didn't get all the chemical down I wanted to get down. So although you don't see it, I did go back out in the yard and finish spraying to make sure I got it all down, because again, the important part is the amount of chemical you're getting down, and obviously I put the chemical in the sprayer and I sprayed it, but if I didn't disperse all of what I had in the sprayer, I didn't get the right amount of chemicals down that I had planned. So I did go back and finish that up. You just don't see that in the video. So there you have it, a video, a more advanced video on liquid spraying of the Prodiamine WDG 65. Thanks again for coming and watching the video here at Lawn Care with Daryl. As always, if you haven't done so already, please remember to subscribe and ring that bell so you get notifications when the new videos go out. See you next time.